What
Damn
made
it.
me laugh?
Jeez Louise.
He'll fuck us every time. We'll start talking, and next thing you know, it's like, oh, and guess what? We're live from. Did I just call him a what?
He's the best, man.
He's awesome. I love that dude. Yeah. Hey, what's going on?
It just so happens we are live, and welcome to another episode of The Other Side of Vegas. I'm your host Roy Evans.
I am Bruno Browning.
And the man in the middle is Ryan Truman.
Subcommitee, baby.
Yes, yep. And
hey, first of all, how many shows have we done this month?
this month, I don't know.
3?
I'm scared to really put a number on it. It's been a lot though.
It's okay. Hey, when we got people coming to town, we're not gonna not have a show.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
So basically, you're gonna see more about ugly mugs.
But that's why we booked Ryan.
Make you guys look pretty.
Hey.
Oh snap!
But thank you for being here, regardless.
Much love,
and actually, he's gonna get it in with us tomorrow night at Tacos and Beer for Second Sundays. Second Sundays of 2018. You need to come out and see what that's about, and why it's a big deal. There's that, you know.
Marketing.
Matter of fact, let's set that off.
While you come with some business, I'll support.
Yeah, okay. Actually, yeah, let's do that. Let's go with, I'll start, tonight is Saturday night, so that will be DCR, Douglas Gibbs, Saturday Night Vibe, down to Downtown Cocktail Room. And I don't know what's going on at Juicy Beats tonight, but it's an option.
But it's juicy.
It's juicy.
Yeah, the beats are quite juicy.
That's
Shit.
some corny ass shit.
It stopped me. Like, really? Did you just say that? Did you really just say that?
I apologize, people.
You know what?
I'm just holding the tail.
My bad.
Yamas.
We'll come back, Ryan. Won't be.
Yeah, no.
Oh, handle this business so we can talk.
Now,
Real life.
tomorrow, we were just talking about Tacos and Beer, second Sunday. Myself, Bruno Browning, and the man in the middle here, and then we get the after party jumped off next door at Juicy Beats.
So
Myself and Bruno, and if he still got wings, he can still.
I believe you can fly. Yeah.
Really? Like
I'm cording up. I'm cording up, dude. I'm following the leader.
Damn, I mean that's like dominoes and shit. Fuck, like back to back. You trying to one up me on corniness?
I'm Rock Kimmy.
You what?
Following the leader.
Oh yeah, see, no, we're not gonna use that name.
Oh, there's a story there.
You don't use that name in that kind of corny bullshit.
You started.
My bad, bro. I'll handle that. I'll handle that.
He did it all himself.
Fucking hip hop royalty, don't. Man.
I do. That's what I'm saying.
Anyway, back to this shit.
Brooklyn.
Next week, T3 is in the building.
Sorry, people.
Oh, I totally screwed that up.
Oh, well.
I totally screwed that up because I no longer have it. I did have it.
We had this whole New York thing going back and forth.
But anywho, I'll get back to it actually. Wednesday, Wrecking Crew Wednesday, you got Michael Bay is in town, and he's going to be getting it in with Roswell and Speaker Honey, and hosted by the incomparable Jessica Lynn. Good seeing her. I went by there last Wednesday, and but that was fun. That was fun. Also Wednesday, you got the Funk Down with Unfiltered Soul at the W Hotel. That's Rob Alon and Doug W. And if you haven't seen their new interview, that will be the last episode. So check that out. Always fun chopping it up with those cats down at the One Stop DJ Shop. Also Wednesday, you got Soulsupplement Wednesdays with DJ Ikaika at DCR, Downtown Cocktail Room. Thursday, Juicy Beats, Subtle Soul, Jay Handel, and Ray Cash will be getting it in. Also Thursday at DCR, you got Lenny Alfonso with Downtown Soul. Friday at Bocho with Carlos Sanchez, you got Groovin' Mike and Daniel Martinez. Friday at Juicy Beats, I don't know what's going on, but it's going to be minimal, and that's how it goes. And Saturday will be DCR with Douglas Gibbs and myself. And also Saturday will be the relaunch of Soul Kitchen.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Looking forward to that. And it's his birthday.
Yep, and it's his birthday. So big ups to Edgar.
Looking forward to that.
Big ups to Soul Kitchen.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I think...
Who else playing that one?
Huh?
Do we know who's playing that one yet?
Not yet.
That's gonna. I can't. That's going to be great.
Yeah, you need to come down
I'm excited about the whole
see what that there right there
Saturday
is about.
thing. It's going to be a nice new look Saturday, as opposed to how it's been for Thursday forever.
Yeah.
It's going to be nice.
Yeah, it had always been Thursday, every third Thursday. And let's see here.
What I say now?
Nah, boy, I say
Yeah,
boy.
I said. Boy, we ate some corny. This sickness that we've had evidently has made us corny.
Yeah, I mean, it had a little touch of death in there. It's like.
I almost had to walk out a second ago. I had to ranger down the cough. Like seriously, like it's still like.
Oh, so when you do something that you feel good about, you call it Ranger, no?
There's less of us than our NFL players, so yeah.
Fucking Kaepernick joke? Was this a black shit? What the fuck?
That's some racist stuff that I find really highly offensive.
That was too easy. I had to go for it. That was too easy. Damn it. Techno Taco Tuesday.
Damn it. Techno Taco
Okay, T3. Because I need to make up for that because I did have it.
He's not going to be able to say the name anyway.
Huh?
He's not going to be able to pronounce the name.
There's always that.
I mean, you know, I feel like I should be like the redneck that goes, "What you got against American, boy?"
Against Americans. That's good shit. That is good shit.
So they bring in. I don't know if you know about Techno Taco Tuesday. They're a force in this town. They've really done big things, man.
Okay.
And I got such respect for these cats. For just they have an army. But man, I cannot pronounce any of the names. It's like some symbols.
Now, and imagine doing it with these fucking soup coolers. So, Jonathan Coe, Ray Cash, and Etta Moore, Justin Boulay, Rob Dub, the Dubster.
Okay, well, this one's not a good example. This week's not a good example.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
This week is not that good.
There's no...
Usually some symbols, some dots over the A's.
Yeah.
Some accent pieces. I don't know what the hell's going on.
But anywho, we got Ryan Truman in the building.
L.A., baby.
Yep. And so we're gonna take it back from to the beginning. Actually, Ryan is the label boss of Subcommitee, recordings or records. Recordings. See, there's a difference. God damn it.
Yeah. Pisses me off too.
What the fuck it is, I do not know. But it's his name. I'm trying to get it right. So you got Subcommitee Recordings, which started what? 2013?
Yeah, we're going to our 5th year now.
Okay,
So-
nice.
How many labels you on total? You got to be on over 30, something like that. Probably.
Yeah, I probably lost track.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
Some that aren't even around anymore.
Yeah.
That I was
Damn.
like, oh, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, I used to count those things too. It's funny how they add up real quick.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, especially when you start doing, I did a remix for something that
Yeah.
ended up in.
Yeah, and then you start talking about compilations, and then I don't even count
yeah.
those anymore. Those the whatever they have put all those things together and stuff. You've been doing it for a minute, man. I love your music. It's good stuff.
Oh, thank you.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Because there's a couple tracks I used to play like a champ, dude. I can't remember the name. I can see the cover art, man. They were just in the pocket. Before I even knew you, I would get them. And then we started chit-chatting or whatever. And then, just hear this Facebook stuff. This is his third time here.
Yes, he's played at this particular spot a couple other times.
Allie used to come support him, local dancer extraordinaire, but I guess she's not coming out this time, she said. I don't know why. Why do you hate Ryan so much, Allie?
Dude, you can't be shaming Allie.
I'm shaming Allie.
Man.
I'm shaming her. No, I'm just messing with her. I'm just messing with her.
Allie, I'm sorry. I can't take this motherfucker nowhere. Like, please, understand what I'm dealing with here.
He says in my house, I can't take this motherfucker nowhere.
In his motherfucking house.
You know, the funny story about Allie, you played a track, I forget what it was, the second time you here, and she pretty much booed you. You gave her just a tip. You didn't put in the vocal or something. And well, I don't know what track. She was like, no, you don't. No. Dude, do you remember what I'm talking about? She got real adamant.
I'm trying to remember the track.
And you were sitting there with a smile. He was like,
no, the vocals never kick in.
Mix out. I'm like, I was like, this dude, I'm all about this dude at that point. I'm like, he's like, Hot Alley. She's,
Getting ready to sing, getting all warmed up.
Sorry. No, she freaks out, man.
Would that be the equivalent of like Dancer Blue Balls or something?
Dancer.
I'm good.
Hashtag Dancer Blue Balls.
Good, goddamn it. Good sauce.
That's where the bar's at.
Yeah. It's a wrap.
Sorry, not the high jump. That was a funny story.
We were done before we even started.
Yeah.
All bullshit aside. Yeah.
So where'd you come from? You're not from LA.
No, I was I was born up in Modesto, in
right.
Central Valley, California.
Meth country.
Yeah, pretty much. That's a whole nother story.
I'm just saying.
I left there when I was 12, so I didn't have time to get in trouble.
Just saying.
I had time to get in plenty of
Parental
trouble.
discretion advised.
I'm just saying, there's a toothless Bob up there. Not
Holy shit. Everybody whistles?
I'm just fucking with you. Come on, man. So I'm just fucking with you.
But then I moved to Chicago.
That's right.
In the early 80s. And,
wow, how long were you there?
It's about the mid 80s. So 96, I think I left. But so I was there for
everything.
You know, like high school and
shit.
So it was that age when it's like the music just I just was at the right place at the right time. I was lucky. That's
dope, dude.
True.
That's dope. That's real dope. Dude, being in that scene, man, that's got to be fun. That's got to be kind of cool. There's just so many cool heads that just come out of there that put the work in.
Yeah, and we would go hear, these top name DJs playing someone's apartment, and we didn't know. Like we were just like, these guys are great. We love the music, but we didn't
not even understand the education you're getting.
No, it wouldn't have gotten any. Couldn't have been better anywhere else.
That's
so
good.
it was.
I mean, like
just being fortunate.
I mean, you went straight to the Lions Den right there.
Yeah, and
that's trial by fire.
Right, and I didn't start spinning and making music till later, but that's the stuff that really stuck.
Yeah.
Those moments, those memories of.
That's what's
just.
That's like when my wife Katie first got into the scene, being from small town, 700 people, Oklahoma City. I mean village, whatever. We get married.
You make it sound like his wife is African and shit.
Right. That's on me. I'm saying small town. She gets.
You met us in Sally Struthers.
We get
for $3.
For $3, you can learn about house music. So I'm
sorry, we ain't got no sense.
When we first got married, we were still in the Army, and my last assignment was in San Francisco, and so she's steeped in the deep, Jack.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she doesn't even know it. I'm even taking it for granted. You're seeing Doc every weekend at 10:15. You're seeing, she thought the first time she heard
crew going off.
Dude, bulletproof parties.
Right.
She's out on the bay doing the bullet. She sees. Matter of fact, she made a comment. She said, "Hey, I've never heard Doc live or Mark live." I was like, "Yeah, he did at Sugar Shack on Folsom." yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. I think he was with Derek Carter, and you know what I mean. It was just like Terry Lee Brown Jr. Dude's awesome. Get here, different things. Coughing. Take it away. Oh my God.
So with the so you have the label and you're out. You live in LA now.
Yes.
Sorry.
Oh, you good, man.
Your dad could have got that on camera.
Yo! I wish you guys could have seen that. That shit was hilarious. That was fucking hilarious. But So you're out in LA, and are you playing around out there? Is it one of those? What's that been like? I mean, how long have you been out there?
Well, I've been in LA like 19 years now.
Oh,
so
shit.
It's been a while.
Okay.
And it's been different. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on. I've played a lot of different parties in LA, and it's always been a lot of fun playing there. It's just it's a very competitive city. is you know, any of these big cities are, and it's but it makes you better, I think.
Well, I mean, honestly, I honestly believe that small ponds make anybody better. LA's a big city.
Yeah.
But it's technically, because there's so many DJs out there, so much going on. It does have the feeling of it being a small pond. So trying to be a big fish is easier said than done.
Oh, but, yeah, and the guys who are the real big fishes in LA. They've been doing it for decades.
But if you concede to the adage that steel sharpens steel, then you really don't have a choice but to get better.
Right.
If your shit is like for real, if you're I don't want to say if your heart is true on some corny shit, like, you know, maybe I'm still competing with Bruno on some corny shit, but but if you're really in it and you stay in it and you don't just end up throwing all your shit on Craigslist, which, you know, cats don't really have to do now because they can just go live at home instead of selling all this shit, but. Man, that shit tickles the fuck out of me. But being in situations like that where you got cats that are, you know, doing the damn thing, like what spots? I mean, you being out there 19 years. I mean, you've been through all the fucking spots.
Yeah.
What was still? Damn it. He hadn't done a party in a while. And I wanted to go to it too. Was it Tony Largo?
Tony Largo with Does Your Mama Know?
Does Your Mama Know?
Yeah. That's a classic after hours.
I would always hear about it, and then I remember one time I was gonna go down and check it out, and then it wasn't happening anymore. But then he started doing parties again, and I was gonna go down. I want to say that was around my birthday. That was sometime in August.
Okay.
That was around my birthday. And I remember I wanted to try to go down there, and San Diego. You know what I mean? San Diego, man. You know, but what was that shit like though?
I mean, I ended up there late nights several times, and the music was always thick. The crowd was on point. It was you know, really good stuff, and it was inspiring in a lot of ways going to see that. You know, when I first moved there, like, I would go hear Juan Nunez play like every Wednesday night in West Hollywood, and you know, it would be Wednesday night. It would be packed. Like, the people who showed up came to dance. You know, it was just and
it's not like it.
90% of the people were dancing.
Yeah.
Because, you know, and he had, you know, great guests come in every week, and it was just.
I never heard him live either.
Oh, you never heard Juan? Yeah.
I never heard him live.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a lot of cats I've never seen play live. That's just how it is. I mean.
Yeah, it is. You know, he was such a local guy. I didn't know how much he traveled.
Yeah. I don't remember ever even hearing of him playing anywhere else.
Yeah.
Which is totally possible. But,
sure.
Yeah. But then again, I mean, that wasn't really a thing back then. I mean, cats played other places, but there weren't as many people that, like now, it's one of those things where I see something on Facebook and it's like, tomorrow? Fuck, I may take a drive. You know? I usually don't, but, you know, it's nice to have that option.
Yeah.
You know, it's nice to have that option. And plus, I mean, I get it. Like, everybody's not like me. I mean, I fashion my life in a way where if I want to, yeah, I'll fucking do it. Yeah, I'll fucking pick up and go. But it is a bit of a luxury. but it's something I work hard for, you know. So like, I haven't really been to a lot of spots in LA.
Okay.
I've only really been to King.
Okay, which unfortunately closed
Big
the
ups
stores.
to Rob McDaniels.
Yeah.
Is it with an S or not? Rob McDaniel or McDaniels? I forget. My bad if I fucked that up. But yeah, I'd only been there. Actually, I went out there to see Tortured Soul.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Matter of fact, that was like 2 weeks after seeing them in San Diego. And I saw they was gonna be in LA 2 weeks later. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it again, you know. So we went out and, but that's, I don't know about your house music experience. I'm gonna ask you about that in a second. But for me personally, that's how we got down. You know, it's like, dude, let's fucking road trip. Let's fucking bounce and see some new shit, meet some new people, and. You know, like, as opposed to, okay, so we're going to go here, and this is what we're going to do. Our itinerary and all this other shit. It's like, you know, this is house music, man. Where's the spot?
Well, when I lived in Chicago, that was, especially in my early 20s, that's how we rolled. It was like, it would start Thursday night, we'd go somewhere, somehow make it to work on Friday. Get through the work, then head out Friday night, and sometimes not get back till Sunday, you know, because and it was funny because like the weekends where me and my friends would be like, yeah, we're gonna take it easy, we're just gonna stay local. We'd somehow end up in Minneapolis, like, or you know, Madison, Wisconsin, or down in like St. Louis.
Is it really possible that Thursday nights really popped the way we think they did, or did they pop by proxy because we managed to pull off Friday? Because most Thursdays popped. Bruno just mentioned about Soul Kitchen being a Thursday night. It was a weekly for more than a decade. Yeah. And then became a monthly a few years ago. Well, more than a few years ago. But this week he'll be celebrating like 14, 15 years.
Oh, wow. That's
as a
impressive.
Thursday night. Up until this coming Saturday will be the very first Saturday of Soul Kitchen.
Wow.
And that shit is popped, you know, religiously. So what is it about this Thursday shit?
I think it's that night that, like, people don't plan. Like, they're just like, oh, yeah, we'll do this. We'll just kind of do something on Thursday night. But then they show up, and it's just, people know the week's almost over. There's that anticipation. People just let go, I think it's because people that are willing to go out on a Thursday night die harder. Yeah.
And there's a very good chance of that night fucking popping because they are the fucking renegades.
They're there for it. They're not the weekend warriors.
They're there in spite of the fact that they got to work in the morning. Because, like when I first went to Soul Kitchen.
They're there for the music. You're not just going out like to be.
Oh, absolutely. When I first went to Soul Kitchen, every Friday morning, I was on a plane to a different fucking city. Every single Friday morning, I had to travel. So I had to pack my shit before I went to Soul Kitchen. I go to Soul Kitchen, I fucking hang out, party, we doing it up, and I would pretty much have to go home, shower, and head straight to the fucking airport.
Wow. And if you're on a plane and you got a little bit of a hangover, that is a tough flight.
Well, see, now the good shit is that my client at the time, that was kind of a prerequisite. You know, so like we get to whatever city, poor Sonoma. Holy fuck, we ripped that town to shreds. Holy shit. But so like my client, they would that was kind of like a game that we would do, like, you know, with the Pfizer crew. And we would we get to a new city every week, set up, and then we would party all night and see who could not do their job the next day.
It's like the gauntlet's been thrown down.
Yeah, and this is back in like the flip phone days, so like the video was all funky and it was looking like this and shit. But yeah, I mean that was part of the fucking game. But for me, it was part of my sanity. It was part of what made me who I am.
Right. It gets you through.
For some people, it seems like a sacrifice, and for me, it's absolutely mandatory. Because we lose sleep over a lot of shit for nothing, really.
Well,
Like,
but it's everything at the same time.
so at the very least, it could be for what you actually want it to be for,
Right.
as opposed to all the other fuckboy shit that people lose sleep over. But so you're out in LA, and what you got going on at the moment?
Right now, I'm mainly focused on production and the label. I haven't been playing as much in the last few months, but you know that's given me a lot of time to really focus on the label and get more music done. Try to push myself into new areas to get some new sounds going.
How are you doing that when it comes to being a label boss and a producer, and basically, I mean, you've been doing it for years already. You know, you got a gazillion labels to your credit, yet you're still pushing and trying to, what I'd like to interpret as, taking it to a different level. If that makes
Right.
If that sounds right.
Always the most rewarding thing for me is the process you go through.
Mm-hmm.
And it's that creation of something that didn't exist before.
Yeah.
Like that moment of, okay, this is working, or maybe it isn't. But sometimes at the moment you think it is, and you go back a week later and you're like, oh, no, that didn't.
Just like DJing.
Right, yeah. But that's what drives me. It's the process. It's really the creative side, the making something that didn't exist before.
Huh.
Because it is the strangest thing, because you spend so much time in the studio, I work alone, is sometimes you have no idea how it's connecting with people when it's played out.
Yeah.
Because I've had tracks that, I did years ago, I kind of forgot about, and then I had people come up and say, oh my God, like I play that all the time. and people go nuts, and it's great to hear that, because not just for my ego, but just because it's you don't know, you just don't know sometimes, because sometimes the stuff I'm the most proud of isn't necessarily the stuff that connects with other people, and sometimes stuff I'm just kind of like, oh, that's all right, then I find out people love it.
Well, I mean, for one, you have no control over that.
Absolutely not.
And I think that's probably one of the dangers of pursuing it in a way where there's like that quid pro quo. You're doing it to, whether it be chart or that instant gratification.
Right.
Because most people that we consider to be great, we didn't determine to be great until way after.
Yeah, when you kind of look back and you go, that's the stuff that still holds up.
And more times than not, anyone that appears to be new on the scene and considered to be great, usually that's fluff. That's fucking hype. I'm not knocking. I mean, there are some true, whatever you want to call them, virtuosos or whatever the fuck, but for the most part, that's just grown folk business. Like, you do shit and it starts to mature. It could very well either whether it's before its time or whatever the case may be, sometimes it just needs that time, like wine. God damn, fucking old jokes. Like, to mature. I'd rather be wine than cheese, though. I have to pick.
Wine always works.
Yeah, with good cheese. So I guess, there's that pairing.
Right.
But, so when it comes to, how has that changed? So if you can concede to the fact that, you put shit out, you just never know what's going to hit, how does that change your creative process?
It really doesn't, because half the time when I sit down, I don't know what I'm even going for. It's just I start, like, if I think I'm going to make the biggest pumping big track, 9 times out of 10 when I'm done, it's super mellow. So it's you start off one way, and sometimes you just kind of follow where it takes you.
Yeah.
So
now, is there a difference with you being a label owner and a producer? With, say, for instance, I sit down, I'm going to make something with a bunch of thump in it, and it ends up being the mellowest shit ever. I'd like to assume that at some point you got good at, but was it a struggle to get better at differentiating the difference between the two as far as putting on your label boss hat when it comes to shopping your tracks?
Well, yeah, that's always the hardest one. Is when I try to shop my tracks, I would try to get a group of them together, not just send one or two to somebody, so they could have something to pick through.
Yeah.
And then, in terms of shopping tracks, I kind of have to trust their opinion, because obviously I'm sending it to a label that I respect, and so I respect the person who's running it, so I'm going to respect their opinion on what I've done, if that makes sense.
No, it makes total sense, but when I asked that question, I was asking it from a standpoint of you, doing, like, maybe, for instance, pressing your own shit. So, from your label, you mostly, like, do you predominantly do other artists? And then, like, your production shit you give to other labels?
It's a mix.
Okay.
Right now with the label, this year, at least the first few months, I'm going to focus on some of my own releases.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, last year was dominated by other artists. I think I only had a couple of my own releases on my label. And then, I just shopped other stuff out. I guess I don't plan it out. It's kind of like when I have a certain amount of music done, I look at it and just decide what I want to do from there.
Oh, okay. So it's at the very least it's relatively fluid.
Yes.
There is no set.
That's a perfect word.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So, with that said, what do you have? Do you have something on the horizon that's going to be coming out soon? Is that going to be on your label or somewhere else?
Well, coming up Friday, I actually have a couple of releases coming out. One's a single on Subcommitee, my label, called Comeback Flashback. And then I did a track for a compilation for Native Soul's 10-year anniversary. And that's going to be coming out the same day on Friday.
Oh, okay. Nice. Good shit.
And then...
Two releases on Friday.
Yeah, two releases. It just...
Fancy.
Sometimes you can't control it. So, factors come in with with maybe one release that kind of shifts it in time, and then you have them falling on top of each other. I generally try to avoid that.
Yeah.
But
well, that basically, if I'm correct, the theory is that it gives either one of those tracks room to breathe.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I don't know how people. Everyone shops differently, but sometimes if you look at it, you're like, okay, I need to pare down my shopping cart from the 80 tracks I have down. You look at it, well, I got 2 from this artist. Let me pick my favorite one. So I'm trying to avoid that with my stuff. So
because unfortunately, I don't bother separating producers, and there's nothing more taboo. Well, I wouldn't say nothing more. That's kind of dramatic, but it is quite the faux pas to play a set where you play a track by the same producer more than once. It's got to be exceptional. It's got to be fucking exceptional. But if I got a bunch of shit and in that crate, I've got shit by the same producer, I'm not going to differentiate between the two.
If it's time to play, it's time to play.
Yeah, because it's all in the same folder, and I just set my shit is just default by the name. So I'm not going to see the name of the producer. So if it's in that folder, I'm going to fuck it up. So I have to just okay, I got shit by this producer, like 3 of his tracks. I got to pick one. Because it's going to be in the same folder, and I'm end up playing 3 fucking tracks. by the same dude and look like a fucking jackass.
Because
Whereas
most people aren't even going to pick up that you did that.
This
Unless
is
they're
true.
train spotting you.
but it keeps me honest though.
Right.
It keeps me, just because the standard from the outside looking in has fallen doesn't mean that I can't exude a certain amount of integrity. And that's what makes certain things look so easy. Because I think about it, you know, I work on it. I practice making sure that I adhere to rules that may not exist anymore, but they can exist if I choose to not let them go.
Right. Well, everybody can create their own rules.
How else
in
do
a
you
way.
pass it down?
Right.
You know, and even though like we live in an era where most cats really just don't give a fuck, for those that do, they can learn some really cool shit that could really help set them apart from other people.
When it pushes you.
Yeah.
You know, it's whether it's about playing all tracks from the same artist or playing the top 10 that happens to be on Tracksource that week.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's people who do that. But,
Yes.
you know, saying, okay, I'm not going to do that makes you go out and find other great music. Because there's so much great music that comes out every week. It's hard to even keep track of it all.
There's a lot of good music that comes out every week.
And there's a lot of bad music
And
too.
it almost makes the good music bad because there's just so much of it. You know, and being that I can't, man. I can't go through all of that shit.
Yeah,
You
there's a
know,
lot.
I just can't. I got too much other shit going on. I really wish I could dedicate myself to just DJing, but just DJing, you know, don't keep the lights on. Actually, you know what I mean? The DJing alone could keep the lights on. But then there's all the rest of the overhead, you know, and there's everything else. I'm not greedy, but
owning a car, going out for dinner once in a while.
You know what? I mean, all that's basic shit. I got that covered. Child support.
No.
You know, but which I don't regret at all. That shit, it's necessary. It is what it is. But goddamn, like G money, like a lot of them. But still, that's just for 2 kids. So I don't get that shit twisted. I don't have a bunch of fucking kids running around out there. But the thing about it is that I wish that I could dedicate myself to that one thing where I could put that kind of time into it. But I'm interested in too much other shit. You know,
It's
I mean,
it's balance. It's life. It's
yeah, I mean, but that's what makes, whether it be even if it's just the way you prioritize going out on a Thursday night, because you need that shit. You know, I feel that way about everything that I'm into, else I don't give it no time. That's how I know that I'm into it, because I'm willing to, you know, I'm willing to do the monthly over here, to do the fucking, I can't even put a time on it for this podcast, you know, but then I also have another one called Crate Share, where once a month I borrow a crate of records from a different DJ and I just wing it, like.
oh wow, that's
Yeah, like
that's a good
hey
idea.
man, like what? Just give me a song to start with, and I'll just wing it from there. And I usually try to time it so that I'm just picking it up, so there's no me going home and creating a set.
No,
I'm not creating a set. I'm really just winging the shit. There's that, and there's with the fucking brick and mortar edibles only company. You know, it's like there's a lot of shit going on. And I say all that to say that when it comes to prioritizing and choosing what you want to spend time on, sometimes it doesn't always make money, or sometimes it doesn't always make money at first. Either way, the only way you know if it's going, only way that you're gonna know if it's worth putting more time into it is to initially put time into it,
Right.
which may warrant a bit of sacrifice. It may mean doing what you gotta do in order to do what you want to do. That's grown folk business. That's got nothing to do with music. It's got nothing to do with DJing. That's like just grown folk business. But I dig that though, man. You approaching it in that way, which I really have nothing to weigh it against. It just sounds good to be honest. I mean, I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
you're doing everything right. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how other people do it. It's just I've always done it the way that works
neither
for
do
me.
I.
You
But
know,
that's what you guys are learning is when it comes to owning a label, and apparently that's, I don't want to say a common practice, but it just makes sense that a lot of label bosses are also just producers on other people's labels.
Well, yeah, I think what leads why you see that is people want to kind of control their own creations in terms of when you give it to someone else, you're giving up a certain amount of your control.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think you see a lot of producers come to running labels just because they have a vision in their own head of how they want things to be.
Mm-hmm.
And they can kind of take the reins and do things in terms of what, you know, like we were talking about, not trying to release stuff on top of each other. Well, if you're in control of the label, you can really avoid that and do things exactly how you want it.
Yeah.
So,
okay. But at the same time, is there something to be said for knowing when you should give up the reins?
Well, for me, the time, you know, when I want to give up the reins and work with other labels, whether it's like Native Soul or I have coming up on Jump, it in some ways, for me, it's about just the respect.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I try to work with the labels that I hear, I like their music, I play their music. So when I go seek them out, you know, and talk to them about releasing music with them, it's because I want to be a part of what they're doing.
Do you let's say you produce a track or X amount of tracks. Do you listen to a track and say, that'll probably go off better on this label?
Sure, I mean
because of how it sounds,
because
or
labels, you know,
some labels have their own stank.
Right, exactly, and you want to kind of fit with that. You know, do something and be like, you know what, this would really fit well with, you know, whatever label it happens to be.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, and that's one to grow on. So what I'm gonna do is, being that there's that too. I'm gonna take over
Bruno's job.
Yeah, you know. And I want to thank everyone for not only tuning in, but bearing with us. Holy shit, really? God damn, it's gonna be one of those kind of nights. But if you're in Vegas, do come and check us out tomorrow. Tacos and beer with the man right here, Ryan Truman, getting it in with myself and Bruno Browning. Pulse check. It ain't good.
It is not working.
No, it ain't good. And he was doing so well.
Sure.
But,
You got it?
yeah, man.
I had to pull out, man.
Hey.
I feel bad because that's a good show. I left you up there like.
Well, we signing off on it right now.
Oh.
So you can come on in and say goodbye and shit.
Sorry, party peeps.
Hey, man, it is what it is, man.
The thorax was on my ass, and I didn't want to compromise the show.
Yeah, man.
So
I appreciate that.
I think that might have been the problem.
Okay.
I was doing good until we did that.
In that case, you know, I appreciate you for taking the time and hanging out with us. And I'm looking forward to getting in with you tomorrow. And yes, it's going to be lots of fun. Tacos and beer tomorrow. Second Sundays. Myself, Bruno Browning, and Ryan Truman. We're going to be getting it in. 9 to 2, and then 2 to...
What?
Exactly, at Juicy Beast. So hope to see you on the dance floor. If not, there's a bunch of other shit to get involved with that I talked about earlier when it comes to like the rest of the week coming up, whether it be DCR, Juicy Beats. We got you covered.
There's shit tonight. Get out.
There's shit tonight. Do the damn thing. Matter of fact, why the fuck are you still watching my ugly fucking face? Get the fuck out of here.
That's where we're about to go.
Go shake some asses. Go eat something. Go fuck something. And
enjoy yourself. Treat yourself.
Exactly. Thank you for hanging out with us. Appreciate your time. My name is Roy Evans.
Bruno Browning.
And thank you, Ryan, for hanging out with us.
Thanks.
Another episode of Other Side of Vegas. See you on the next one.
Peace. It's a good show. Dude, by the second, I think it was that. Because we were bullshitting and chopping it up.
David Serrano's in the building.
Finally. Hey, David, look, gear. I'm waiting for you, buddy.
Handle that. Good to see you. Take care, man.
I was fine. We did that shot. And all of a sudden, I think